This video is to kind of introduce the science notebook and the slideshow that will be available to the students so that you can update your notebooks if you miss class, if you came too late to school, or you were absent, or you went to the bathroom and missed some of the notes. You will need to look at this slideshow, which I will continue to update over time. I will not update the video, but I will continue to add things to the slide deck so that all of the notebook components are available to you from home. This notebook needs to look exactly like mine. So if my page 4 is cooperative learning styles, that's what your page 4 needs to be. So as we update the notebooks, like I said, I will continue to add slides to the slideshow so that you know which order the pages should be in. This graded item is about things that you write in places where you have to independently write something. So if there's a question that you have to answer, but it's also about you following directions. I give lots of time during class. You have lots of support to follow along. Ms. Lupe and I will walk around and help you with folding if there's something foldable we have to do or something specific. But if you are absent, you need to make sure that yours looks the same, and you do that by following the directions that will be on the slides. Before I continue, the page sizes that everything comes in are bigger than the composition notebook. So you will typically be trimming or cutting around the edges of pages and then gluing with a glue stick. Do not layer tons of glue on the page. Just glue around the edges and a little bit in the middle and then put it in your notebook. Do not do the whole page. It's a waste of glue. But it also makes the pages wrinkle and it makes it harder for you to write later. So to start the notebook out, the first thing I need you to do is number the first 20 pages. We are only using the right side pages in terms of our writing of our notes. So I only want you numbering the right side pages as you open the book. And I want the numbers in the upper right-hand corner. So as you can see, I have pages 1, 2, and 3 here. All of them need to say table of contents at the top and then have a line drawn that shows page numbers. So we will be listing things as we go. This helps me with grading. If you make it harder for me to find your work because it's not in the right spot, that immediately affects your grade, okay? So first 3 pages say table of contents. It has a section here that says pages, page numbers, and then I'm going to move on. So these 2 worksheets were things that we took notes on in class this week, and those will also be available to you in a separate section in different places that'll literally just be listed the notes from this certain day, and that's where you can find them. So the experimental design questions 1 and 2, that page needs to be folded. It's actually a front and back page. And if you look closely, I have a little overlap here. These 2 pages I'm very happy to help you do correctly since it's new. But these need to be taped in such a way that I can open the full page and turn them back from side to side. But the 1, 2, 3, and 4 go on this side on the back of page 3, and then 5, 6, and 7 are on page 4. Okay. And again, it tells you here, notes that need copied will be in a separate section of Google Classroom. These are all pages that we trimmed today. You need to keep the titles. So the titles are always above these tables. Keep the titles, but trim the pages to fit, then glue. And each of these slides tells you exactly what to do. This says beaker pages on back of page 4. This is a beaker. And then it says ring stand page on page 5. So there's the ring stand page. Same thing here. It tells you keep the title, trim to fit and glue. Scientific variables that has this like syringe. There's a wasp or something. Garfield is here. That page goes on the back of page, back of page 5. And then this science experiment page needs trimmed at the bottom. There's a section here that says conclusions. It's my hand is covering up. You need to trim that bit a little bit off so that this will fit this page, and then trim around. But that's on page 6. And it says here, again, I give you the instructions. It says cut off part of the bottom section that says conclusions. So I try to make it very easy for you to get help if you're not here in person. Same thing here, keep the titles, trim to fit, then glue. The cooperative learning team roles goes on the left on the back of page 6. And then matching the cooperative learning style or learning roles goes on page 7. Same thing, you're trimming and then gluing. And then the last pages we did today, which was August 23rd, was cooperative learning scenarios 1 through 5. It goes on the back of page 7. And then we did cooperative learning scenarios 6 through 8 on page 8. So that's all that we did today. That's how we set up our notebook at the beginning. Again, I will not make a video every time that we do more notebook work. When we do more notebook work, I will just add more images. So it'll tell you what date we did it. I will add that to the original slideshow as well. But I will put those in here so that you can follow along. But again, I'm not making a video every single time. It takes a lot of time. So I will continue to add the items to the slideshow. Do not lose your notebook. So if you do need to take your notebook home and you need to borrow scissors and glue from me, which I'm happy to do as long as you bring them back, do not lose your notebook. This is worth a large part of your grade, and that's true in every science class here on campus. I'm holding you to the same standards in this notebook as are being held for other students. So I need you to be mindful that this is an important part of your grade. Do not lose your notebook if you take it home. Make sure to bring it in the next day. And again, I will lend you scissors and glue if you need to borrow to take it home. If you have any questions, just email me or you can talk to me during class. Okay, thank you.